I was kind of disappointed at the last press conference that I just encountered. People were asking me questions like, should I have been starting from day one? Was I trying to send a message on my good performance on my first start? I had like more than 15 assists. It was really a good thing for me, but I just had to tell them I'm just trying to work hard on my game, just trying to prove myself in the league. And speaking of working hard, I just gave up a layup to Zach LaVine. That's one thing I really need to work on. It's one of the major issues that I have. That's something I want to improve on, the defense. Because if you want to win championships, you want to go deep into the playoffs, you have to play good defense. You have to be good at both sides of the basketball, and you just have to work really hard on every single possession. Doesn't matter when you're on offense and when you're on defense. And another issue I want to look into is the turnovers. In this game against the Chicago Bulls, I had 7 turnovers. It's just a lot, like, and it also doesn't help that you're dealing with 2 elite defenders in Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso. They're just pesky, and then they just bother you. They just work really hard on that end. Like, they want to be the best of the best on that end. Like, you have Lonzo Ball, he's already a good playmaker, but he wants to be a two-way player because being a playmaker for him is not enough. Like, he's already improved his threes, he's improved his free throws slightly, but the defense, however, is something that he's been working hard on. And speaking of defense, I just left Zach LaVine wide open. I was doing such a terrible job on him, and I did a bad job on the turnovers. Like, that was 2 early turnovers for me. Zach LaVine scored. We had to call a timeout because we were just playing so careless. I had to pause the game and check how many points Zach LaVine scored. He already had 11 points at the end of the first quarter. That was just embarrassing by me. Like, on my second start, I'm just playing like I don't deserve to be a starter. And that's why I answered in the last press conference where they were asking me, like, am I considered a favorite? Like, do coaches play favorites? And this play right there isn't something that will not make me a favorite of my coach. Turning it over, letting Lonzo Ball steal it, and then on the next possession, guess what happens? Another turnover. That is 4 turnovers for me in the first half, and that was just unacceptable. Like, I have to be better at trying not to play reckless. I don't want to be turning it over while being able to get so many assists, but it's just, if you want to get a lot of assists, you're going to risk having high turnover rates. And it's just something that you should get used to, but for me personally, it's just something that I don't want to happen. And speaking of something that you don't want to happen, a foul on a jump shot that barely gets called in NBA 2K games. The foul probability on jump shots is as low as it can get. Like, in real life, you can get called for jump shots in almost every time a defender goes close to you. Sometimes you don't, but most of the time the superstar gets a call, and I just let Zach LaVine get past me. I just gave up a dunk on the other end. I couldn't defend Zach LaVine today. I am too upset on myself, and I didn't even know that I was wide open until a few seconds later, but I get a perfect release on a 3-point attempt. So just like Shea, Zach LaVine couldn't guard me and I couldn't guard him. And then I was just sliding all over the place and I give up another dunk. That's back-to-back dunks for Zach LaVine. I am just very upset at myself because I'm just playing so disappointing. I was already disappointed in myself for letting Patrick Beverly get a wide open lane for the layup. Because, like, if I'm letting low offensive rated players get to the rim, there is serious issues that I have to deal with. And here's another serious issue that I'm dealing with right now. That's my 5th turnover. And this time it's Alex Caruso forcing the turnovers. Like, I have to be careful next time I deal with Alex Caruso on defense. And I run a pick and roll at Wiseman trying to attack Tony Bradley, and then Alex Caruso just anticipated that pass. It's a good thing Andrew Wiggins chased down that block, because if I gave up offense points in transition, that's just really gonna be embarrassing for me. Like, points of turnovers is something that you don't want to give up with if you're someone who plays very fast. And I just committed my 7th turnover being careless. Like, I wanted to do a flashy pass to Andrew Wiggins, but I just did a simple pass this time, and then I get the assist. Sometimes it's not trying to be fancy, but it's more like trying to look for the open guy. And speaking of looking for open man, I got open for a 3. And another thing I have to work on is deciding whether I should shoot, I should pass, when I should help out on defense like I did with DeMar DeRozan drive, and also when to reach. Because if I try to keep spamming the reach button, it's gonna cost me a lot of fouls, and I don't want to keep playing like Patrick Beverly or Dylan Brooks, where they play extremely hard on the defensive end, but they get called for fouls a lot. It's not something that I want to be playing like. Like, I want to be a two-way player in the league, just trying to work hard on both ends, being able to make the right reads, being able to get stops on the defensive end. And speaking of getting a stop, I just steal DeMar DeRozan's dribble move. Like, it's my turn to force a turnover. I've been turning the ball over a lot. Now it's my turn to make the opposing team turn it over. In this game, I was just feeding Steph Curry a lot. He was just making his shots. He was just cutting well. It's gonna be a recurring theme for our team this season. Like, you're gonna feed Steph Curry a lot, and I fed Steph Curry, and it allows for a team takeover. It is the first team takeover in the NBA for me. I did have a team takeover at the NCAA championship in college, but that one doesn't count. I used Andrew Wiggins to defend Zach LaVine, and I forced him to miss. And I was like, let's go with Curry. Curry just makes a 3 over Lonzo Ball. He was right there. Stephen Curry is just that dude. He can shoot from anywhere, from the logo, from beyond the half court. And then Zach LaVine just posterizes Draymond Green. Man, that was just a monster play there by Zach LaVine. He was just scoring all over the place. And then they were double teaming Steph Curry. I tried to lob it Andrew Wiggins using Draymond Green, and then we just turn it over, and which leads to another Zach LaVine open shot. Man, we were just allowing Zach LaVine to score on us. Like, a lot of his points were because of me, because of my bad defense. I really have to fix that issue. It's not something that can be fixed in just a few games. It's just progress. You don't become a very good defender over time. It's just effort. You just have, it's all up to you to put the effort on the defensive end, and then put as much effort on offense. We get the win. It was a 10-point win, but not pretty, but I'll take it. I got my shoe deal with Under Armour after this game.
Hi, MP. Another solid game. Well done.
Thank you, Candace.
You know, I'm working on a long-form piece on the best assessment in the league. And I've been asking the upper echelon guys, what is the single most important element that a premier distributor in this league needs to have? It could be an approach to the game, a practice regimen, a support system. I've gotten all kinds of answers, so I'm curious what you have to say.
That's an interesting question. I'll say just a willingness to work, a willingness to fail. You've got to put in the time, and a lot of that time is going to be spent making mistakes. That's the nature of learning and getting better. And it's tough because you've got a lot of people dependent on you, and when you mess up, it's high stakes. The guys who can handle that, shoot, the guys who crave that, those are the ones who you see at the top of the assist leaderboard. Not everyone is built for this, Candace.
But you are.
Oh, for sure. I want that pressure. It's a big part of the fun.
So after this game, I was trying to strike a deal with the CEO of Under Armour. They were sending me an offer on what I want to get paid every after event. And they offered me $1,625 for one event, an incentive, and 7% on store discount. So when I checked the Under Armour incentives, just like the past incentives, I just realized they were not that worth it. I chose 10% store discount and $1,450 on one event. On the next game, which is against the Charlotte Hornets, and this clip right there shows how much more seriously I need to take work on the defensive end. I just let Terry Rozier get a wide open dunk similar to what I gave Zach LaVine the last game. But on the next possession, when I got Terry Rozier, I made sure to be disciplined on the three. I trust Draymond Green on the screen because I know how he plays defense, and that right there shows how valuable he is on that end of the floor. And just look at the hustle plays by James Wiseman, 2 offensive rebounds, and then he just made the second chance work. 2 offensive rebounds, and James Wiseman is one of those people that you want to have in your team. And then right there on the defensive end, I did a much better job of not allowing Terry Rozier to get an open layup, and then Steph Curry just doing what he does, making a pull-up 3 on a fast break. And here's another one, a contested 3, perfect release. I had 5 assists, and it's only 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. So I'm having a much better game assist-wise, and I didn't turn the ball over as much as I did in the last game against the Chicago Bulls. Those 7 turnovers are gonna come back to haunt me. And here's another one. This time to Draymond Green, number 6. And this is one of those games where you have to take advantage of the bad defense, which is the Charlotte Hornets, and I just gave Rozier an open layup. As soon as I say that, I was shading the Hornets on their bad defense, but I just played bad defense right there. Embarrassing myself. And I wanted to pass it to James Wiseman, but they made me pass it to the corner instead. Draymond Green misses a jump shot, and then James Wiseman just misses a dunk on the putback. That was so unfortunate right there. Like, it should have been easy 2 points for James Wiseman already, but they made me pass it to the corner instead. I just don't like that cheese. And then I just passed to a relocating Steph Curry for my 7th assist. Curry's been giving me a lot of assists so far this year, and it's going to be a upward trend as the season goes on because I have a lot of faith on Steph Curry, who is my sharpshooter, and also in Klay Thompson. He's another sharpshooter. As long as I play with either one of them, there's nothing for me to worry about because they're just that good at shooting. And this is the 2nd straight game I got a team takeover, so I just do what I did the last game. I use my teammates. Look at me trying to isolate one of the Charlotte players. I get to the rim, pass it to Klay Thompson, it's gonna be a floppy for me, so I wait till I get open, which I do, and then I get the wide open 3, perfect release. That's a good shot for me right there. So on the next offensive possession, I just try and run the play that almost always gives the wide open 3 almost every time. It's supposed to be a pick and roll, but when it works, you get a wide open 3, and I make a contested 3 with Otto Porter Jr. I didn't even think that would be possible, because in 2K22 it's almost impossible to make contested shots, like unless you get a perfect release on that contested shot, or if you have badges like Deadeye or Blinders. Both of these badges really help, and this is just good ball movement right there to end the quarter. But then look at this cheese. Jace Booknight's gonna shoot it from half court, and he makes it. That has got to be deflating if you're on a team who went on a run and did everything good on the offense and defense, and all of a sudden someone on the other team just makes a cheesy half-court 3 to end the quarter. That has got to be deflating for you and a momentum shifter for the other team. And speaking of momentum shifting, the Hornets tried to make a comeback for the entire game, but we hold on, so it was meaningless for them anyway. At the end of the game, I get a Kia endorsement. They offered me $3,425 for an event, and I tried to counter offer, but it was not worth it, so I stuck with the original.
Yo, lotto picks in the draft aren't supposed to be nervous, bro. All right, you are built different. You're born for this.
You trying to jinx him, Ricky?
Yeah, man, be quiet.
Whoa, come on, y'all. We all know that MP is a lotto pick, all right? Why we acting like he isn't and doing this whole not having fun thing?